Alright, I am not messing around. These games are truly underrated, like literally. Unlike other channels claiming to highlight hidden gems, but only pointing out stuff that everybody already knows about, every game in this video has under 500 reviews on Steam, because once a game crosses that threshold, it typically becomes more likely that you've probably already heard of it. Plus, all of these games have at least an 85% rating on Steam, most have actually way higher than that, but regardless, they're well regarded by those who have played them. Also, there's a variety of genres here, so if one game doesn't grab you, hang on because the next one might just be the perfect thing for you. Alright, let's not waste any more time, let's just get right on into the games. But first off, I want to give an epilepsy warning for the first game, so if you want to avoid that, skip it in the time codes or whatever, okay? Splatter is trippy, Winamp, word art, Y2K, pop-up ads, finger guns, compression, chat boxes, psychic blasts, color, brain chemicals, vulgarity, CDs, dead malls. Yeah, Splatter owes a lot to Cruelty Squad, but instead of a take on the immersive sim, this is more of just a straightforward arena shooter. So I feel like you either are in or are out on this one. Magenta Horizon is a early access, fast-paced 2D character action game that's like if you mixed Devil May Cry and the recent Doom games and mashed them into a 2D side-scroll sort of thing. The art style is amazing, as I'm sure you can see, but it's really the combat that makes this game really stand out. It has this Doom-style risk-reward gameplay where each enemy requires a unique approach. Also, you have a specific attack that makes enemies drop health for you. It's really aggressive in a way that a lot of 2D action games have really started to move away from. This is a great one if you want an action game that really makes you think on your feet. Penko Park is a relaxing photography game where you snap pics of these charming creatures in an abandoned park. In short, it's an indie take on Pokemon Snap. You ride in a cart unlocking new items that let you interact with the different biomes and uncover new critters to take photos of. I get that most of the appeal of Pokemon Snap is the Pokemon themselves, but Penko Park shakes things up because it offers a whole new set of creatures to discover. It's nice to have a sense of unpredictability with a lot of new oddballs that you're going to stumble upon. Just like Snap though, the multiple paths and collectible poses really keep you replaying these stages over and over again just to get the perfect pictures. So if you're a fan of Pokemon Snap, or even just someone who wants a cozy nice ride spotting these weird little new critters, I think you're going to be into this one. BIOTA is a sci-fi Metroidvania where you investigate an alien invasion on an asteroid. The plot really is just lifted straight from Aliens because you're a team sent in to clean up the mess. You buy your upgrades to explore more of the map, and that reminds me of how in A Link Between Worlds you could just basically buy your way into new areas. Multiple characters with unique abilities and vehicle sections keep things interesting, and a ton of unlockable retro color palettes let you really customize the look of it. If you're like me, a fan of sci-fi and Metroidvanias, you'll definitely get a kick out of this one. Next up is Impulsion, a parkour platformer with a lot of Portal-like vibes. You've got two guns, one that shoots fields that speed you up, and the other slows you down. The goal is to use them to blaze through these obstacle-filled stages as fast as possible. It feels a lot like Counter-Strike's like surf maps, and it really just makes it tons of fun to grind these levels over and over again to get new personal bests. This one's good for speedrunners who demand tight movement mechanics and room for making small incremental improvements. Below the Ocean is a simple short puzzle platformer with unique floaty mechanics. You play as a diver who is hunting down these underwater gems, and you go level to level using your oxygen tank and tether to swing around and work through these tightly designed puzzles. Usually floaty controls in a platformer are pretty unwelcome, but this game really embraces them and makes them core to its design and real game feel. If you like short little games with a great feel, this one's definitely worth your time.
You're here!
You can't hide from us!
GYLT is a stealth horror game with a kid-friendly spooky vibe. The main mechanic is a flashlight that you use to ward off enemies, and it's pretty similar to like Alan Wake in that way, but it just happens to be delivered in a more Paranorman-like or Coraline style. You play as a girl who's searching for her missing cousin in a creepy school, and you do that through stealth and puzzle elements. It's a lot like Silent Hill Jr. It's perfect for introducing younger kids into the survival horror genre. If you're after something a little bit creepy to play with your kids, this one is a great one to pick. Noreya the Gold Project is a Metroidvania that doesn't hold your hand. It really just lets you figure things out on your own. It's mostly a relaxing world to explore with a ton of really awesome detailed pixel art and super cool animation. If your favorite element of the Metroidvania genre is its exploration, this one is definitely for you. The fluid movement makes navigating the game just super satisfying. The major hook here though is that you make choices that benefit one of two gods. It's the god of gold or the god of light. Each of these choices ends up changing your allegiance, and that determines which version of the world you're going to get to explore, each with their own slight differences. This is one that recently left early access, and it seriously needs more eyes on it. Pangolin Cassowary is a short and sweet 3D platformer where you play as a pangolin and a cassowary. But unlike most platformers, you can't jump. So you end up tossing your pangolin up ramps and around obstacles that allows you to warp to it and progress through the levels, collecting bus passes to move on to the next level. It has really bold colors and it just looks fantastic and gives it a clean, vibrant look. Check this one out if you're a fan of the games from Splatter, because this is just another cheap, short, really charming little game. Petal Crash is a blend of sliding block puzzles and color matching puzzles. The gist is that you're going to be sliding colored blocks into each other to match and clear them, but doing so also pushes away their surrounding blocks, and that allows you to create these satisfying combos. It's got a Game Boy Color look to it that also gives me a lot of Pokemon Puzzle Challenge inspiration, so if you're a fan of Puyo Puyo or Puzzle Fighter, make sure you don't let this one slip past you. Skator Gator 3D is yet another short 3D platformer in the Splatter mold that has a really cool rad 90s vibe. You play as a gator that collects trash to save the swamp from pollution, and it's pretty clear that a bunch of inspiration came from 3D Sonic games with this one. I say that mostly because of the rail sections that have you grinding and switching rails, a lot like Sonic or even like Ratchet and Clank. But it also has like the typical free movement sections that have you doing the 3D platforming you might expect, just with maybe a bit of a more pulled out camera. If you like short and sweet platformers, this is another one worth a look. Dogworld is a Metroidvania shooter that is set in a post-apocalyptic world where dogs rule the earth after humans have gone underground. It's heavily inspired by Cave Story, but it also has this ZX Spectrum look that really caught my eye. It's able to feel really grungy, even though it only uses an extremely limited color palette. Check this one out if you're into Metroidvanias and dig this really cool old-school PC look. Alright, thank you guys. That was my 5th underrated Steam games video. Make sure you go back, check out the other ones if you liked this one. Also, make sure you at least wishlist anything that caught your eye in this video. It really does help a lot of developers out if you just wishlist their games. On a similar note, do all the YouTubey stuff for me if you enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. It really does mean a lot, and it's just super cool to see a lot of people starting to find and discover my channel. So if you want that to continue, and I know I do, make sure you do all the YouTubey stuff. On a programming note, next week I will not be uploading a video. I'm going to be going on a little vacation for a week. But the week after that, there will be a video, and it's actually not going to be a underrated Steam game video. It's something that I've been cooking and stewing on for a bit here. So after that one, I'm gonna definitely do another one of the underrated Steam games, then probably do an every other video sort of thing going forward. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.